Today's episode of the Cantina is brought to you by Grow Generation. Whether you're at the Death Star or the Senate, they have everything you need to grow right where you are. More from them later in the episode.
Welcome to a galaxy far, far away. Here at the Cantina Podcast, we provide top shelf service, including rumors, leaks, news, and reviews. Come in, order a Loman Ale, and remember, no droids allowed.
Hey, welcome everyone to the Cantina, your weekly show of Star Wars goodness for all you Star Wars enjoyers out there, as is the common term people use these days. We are back again. Myself, Cam Clark. I'm here with Kyle Malone as always, and our co-pilot's back this week, Shockey. He's here as well. Guys, how you doing?
Doing good. Nice to have the navigator. Don't give him your job. You actually show
I'm the
up, Cam.
So I'm the co-pilot. Yeah, that's true. You know, because we kind of fly the ship together. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm getting
you guys hold it down. I got the busy schedule going on, so I got a little back issue going on. So instead of sitting down, I'm standing up. So I'm doing the Pat McAfee show today.
I should try that myself sometime.
I met halfway on that before we cover the site and all that. I got a electric desk, but that was so that I could sit at the proper height and have my hands at the proper angle and stuff. So I met halfway. Anyways, guys, the website is lrmonline.com, genreverse.com as well. Please, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that red subscribe button so you can catch this show, lots of others and trailer reactions. And if you're listening to us, go ahead and hit the follow or subscribe button on whatever app you're using, Google, Spotify, Apple. We really appreciate it. And we got a lot to talk about. Cam, where are we heading first?
Yeah, I think first of all we should probably head with a kind of almost non-story, if you like, which was the Giancarlo Esposito of the Mandalorian fame and Breaking Bad and a few other bits and bobs that you might have seen him in. He this week had said in an interview that in terms of when we should be seeing the Mandalorian season 3, that it'll be soon. It'll be sometime this summer. That's what he said. But what we kind of think is that's not right. I think he's got a little bit mixed up there, because I just don't see how it is possible for them to get Mandalorian post-production completed and out for a time that we would classify as summer. It just seems highly, highly unlikely. And in terms of the kind of schedule that we know, or where we think, which we'll come on to in a little bit, and we'll talk about where we think things are coming, it just seems really, really unlikely. So he had this interview, and obviously we know Giancarlo's in season 3. It was on the Rich Eisen show, and this is what he said. He said, you'll get it soon. I have a few things to do in regards to that, to put some finishing touches on what I do, but I believe it'll be sometime this summer. No date set yet, but coming soon. So I would guess that more realistically we might be looking at, I want to say maybe November, December before we see the Mandalorian season 3, but I'll come to you guys in just a second and get your point of view. Before we go into that, Steve Weintraub of Collider did come out a couple of days later and then say, no, the Mando will not be coming till basically late this year. Probably, I think he had said around about sort of October to December time himself at that point. So, way to go. We all kind of knew that. We didn't need someone else to kind of come out and tell us. But at the end of the day, when Esposito says something, I guess you kind of like, people will go, well, he's in the show, he's going to know better than you guys when it's coming out. But yeah, I don't think he's right on this occasion. Shockey, what do you think about this?
I think it's hopes and dreams, but in all honesty, you've got Bad Batch, Andor. We know that Kenobi's May 27th, so May 27th through June is basically Kenobi. Then I'm guessing, Bad Batch sometime after that, then Andor setting up in the fall. So yeah, I mean, Mando season 3, it could be something where it's on the similar line of Book of Boba Fett, where we say it's December 2022, but really it's, the weekend before New Year's that it comes out, and really it's early 2023.
Yeah.
I'm
thinking later this year than earlier this year so far, just based on how long the other seasons took.
And season 1 hit in December because it helped lead into, or was it November?
November.
Okay,
November,
yeah, but
right
towards the end of November, like last couple of weeks. When
it was right before Thanksgiving break, because I remember because it was Disney Plus launched like the weekend before Thanksgiving, and so everybody had the Thanksgiving break to like go watch Mandalorian and all the other.
I couldn't watch it, but
all the stuff that you could watch it, but in the United States,
but yeah, so I could I was talking about some army stuff earlier, so my red, white, and blue is pumping hard. I was in the army for any new listeners that didn't know that. So yeah, it would make sense to me to see it, hit in that November December time frame, as Cam mentioned, or you mentioned Book of Boba Fett, and its first season being towards winter, beginning of winter. I could see that. I almost thought maybe he did like a number dyslexia sort of thing where he was thinking summer next year and said this summer instead, and I was almost like, oh God, I hope not that long.
that would be too long. I think certainly it would have the biggest post-production schedule of any of the Mandalorian seasons so far, which seems highly unlikely. So
yeah,
if we go by the first 2 seasons and when they wrapped and when they come out, I think you're looking at earliest end of October, start of November. But I think they might leave it slightly later than that, a couple of weeks here or there.
Yeah. Do we know what what's Marvel got coming out this year?
Well,
on,
we don't
on
have
Disney
any.
Plus?
We don't have any dates for Marvel yet beyond. What's next? Oh, jeez.
Miss Marvel, right? Or,
Miss Marvel.
You got Miss Marvel, and then She-Hulk, but there's no
date for She-Hulk, and there's a rumor that it's been delayed slightly as well. I don't think a major delay, but I think there is some delays in when we're expecting to see She-Hulk. So yeah, we don't have any solid dates beyond, other than the specials that are coming, because we know Werewolf by Night has to come out Halloween, and Guardians has to come out probably December sometime, I would imagine, since it's a Christmas theme.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I just.
So do you think the same schedule?
Yeah, I mean, winter seems like a good spot for it. You could see a surprise. What if animation's one of those things? I mean, even Bad Batch Season 2 was quick turnaround. Visions, we'll talk about that later on. That's
another one that could sneak in there. Yep.
Yeah, there's some stuff to keep it pushed out to winter.
You kind of think Visions is the kind of thing that could go on as Mandalorian was going on without causing too much of a ruckus, if you like, because it's a very different proposition.
Don't you try to shove my beloved anime into a corner, Cam.
But it's not for everyone, to be fair.
It's not.
As I said, I was surprised how popular season 1 was, and that I actually enjoyed some of it as well as a non-anime enjoyer. I was surprised by that. So even I would look forward to seeing a season 2 of that.
And then there's Star Wars droids as well.
There's the mysterious Tales of the
Jedi, which is in the animated show,
but we don't know where it's coming and anything like that. On the animation side, there is a few things potentially coming up. Absolutely, and we don't have a solid date yet for Bad Batch. I mean, that could we'll
find out end of May. Yeah,
I think
Star Wars Celebrations, we're going to find all the dates for
My guess is we get it before Andor, but I'm not sure on that. It might be that they do it the other way around about, and we get Andor first, and then Bad Batch takes us all the way through to kind of Mando, if you like, with maybe some other animation squeezed in there. Hard to say.
Yeah, who knows? They got a lot of things in play, and what's interesting is it's not quite there yet. But we're reaching the point to where there's new stuff consistently. You know, the space between things, not just Star Wars and Marvel, but all their whole Disney Plus platform. They're getting to where they've got things hitting more regularly, and the big stuff are getting smaller and smaller gaps between.
I guess talking about sort of upcoming shows that haven't quite kicked off yet. Well, have kind of, as we've said on the show before, Shockey's revealed that some preliminary sort of filming has happened on Ahsoka, but nothing involving the main actors yet. But that happens soon. Ahsoka is going to be kicking off. That's the next kind of big show that's being filmed, and it's obviously part of the Mandoverse. So expecting obviously Mandalorian season 3, which filmed before it, will come out first, and then possibly Ahsoka after that. And where there's a little bit of news this week, some maybe slightly more kind of official news, if you like, is that Peter Ramsey has been tapped as a director on Ahsoka. Peter Ramsey, what we think is that this is just possibly for one episode. So it could be more than one episode, but certainly Ahsoka seems as if it's going to fall down the line of having multiple different directors coming in to direct each episode. The information comes from THR, so it's pretty solid that they say kind of Ramsey's been tapped. And interestingly, on that note, today we kind of have an idea that we think BDH might be involved as well, as in Bryce Dallas Howard. She had an interview recently with the Romper, not the Romper. We haven't covered that on our site yet, but she was talking and she was asked about Ahsoka, and she had said that fans of the Clone Wars should be excited by what may come up in Ahsoka, which certainly got fans' attention. But what's interesting kind of with that is, how would she know unless she's involved? So given that she's been a director on Mando Season 1, Mando Season 2, did she direct one of the episodes for Book of Boba Fett?
Yep.
I think she did. Yeah, she directed the fifth one that was the kind of Mando episode. It's fantastic. So she's done something for every series so far. My guess is she's directing an episode for Ahsoka as well. Would you gentlemen concur with that conclusion?
I absolutely would. I mean, you've already got people calling to give her keys to the kingdom for Star Wars. Give her a movie, give her a trilogy, give her a series. No, I've heard all three, and I'm not.
She's not a writer though. So she's a director on these. It's still written by Favreau and mostly Favreau and Filoni, but some other people are obviously involved from time to time as well. But they're the main writers.
I'm not one of those that is like, give her the keys to the kingdom. I think she does exactly what you're saying, Cam. She works great with a great team. Yeah. She's got a great director's eye, a great director's ear. She's got a great sense of or at least a parent from the work, a great sense of teamwork for where any shortcomings she may have, because when you watch her Star Wars stuff, you get hard pressed to pick something bad about it. So
I think of the first episode she directed on Season 1, for example, but I think what we've seen is a learning process, and I think since then I've really enjoyed everything that she's done so far.
Yeah, so I could see them having her on that, and I'm down with it. Absolutely.
I mean, let's say a movie came, Favreau and Filoni got to make a movie, right? Now, you've obviously got Filoni as a potential director as well, but you wouldn't be surprised or upset if they turned around and said that the director was going to be Bryce Dallas Howard. I mean, that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it?
Shockey? Well,
I think that makes the most sense because although my love for Filoni is humongous, he doesn't have that many years experience in directing. Like you got to think this like Mando season 1 and season 2 were his first real chance at really directing live action. Yeah. And then Ahsoka is his kind of first ever show that he's been in total control of. Although he was the executive producer of Clone Wars, everything was run through Lucas, and he admits it. Everything was kind of like he learned from Lucas.
Not directing every episode of Ahsoka.
Correct.
We know that.
So I think you guys are on there that if whatever the next project, what I think it's going to be is whatever the final project is of this, whether it's a movie or a show, the culmination of this whole Mandoverse and and stuff is to put Bryce Dallas Howard as the director, and then Filoni and Favreau as the writers and showrunners of it, however it works out. Because, while what's his name, Robert Rodriguez, what he did, his episode in Mando season 2, everyone fell in love with it because we got the return of Boba Fett. But then it was kind of a letdown, with Boba Fett. And so Taika Waititi's his episode in Mando season 1 was well received, and he got his own movie out of it. So
although it's slight difference since Taika's also an Oscar-winning director
correct.
now.
100%.
And Thor, and so he's already done it and proved it.
You're absolutely right with that. But also, Bryce Dallas Howard has known George Lucas through her dad for a very long time. So like this is not something very new to her.
Mm-hmm. So and she's not new to filmmaking. She's been around it her whole life.
Yeah. I think
she's an actor.
100% keeping her in the loop with all these projects and letting her direct an episode, I think it's building up for this final event. And so now you have a really solid team together with Favreau, Filoni, and Bryce Dallas Howard. I mean, that just works well. And so that's the whole thing is what makes, the Marvel Cinematic Universe do well was that, once Feige brought in the Russo brothers and a couple other pieces, it's really become that is those central pieces. And I think that's what Kathleen Kennedy's done with this part of Star Wars is let Filoni, let Favreau, and then all of a sudden now you see these pieces starting coming to working well with those others. And
plus, they're still bringing in those kind of guest big star directors like Peyton Reed, Taika Waititi, so there's the big guys are still getting a chance to play in the Star Wars universe for the first time, which is a great thing. So
you're right, and I think the ship has sailed with Robert Rodriguez. He had his moment with Book of Boba Fett. It wasn't well received, and he's on to his other things. He's moving on where. The ones that hit is like, okay, what was the best episode of Book of Boba Fett? It was a Mando episode, but it was also directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. Keep bringing her in.
I think the best episode was probably the one directed by... Who directed the Luke one?
Favreau?
I think...
no, that was Bryce... Oh, wait, no.
No, Bryce
she did
the one previous.
The Mando one.
Really good. It was the best
Mando
episode
one.
to that point.
Yeah.
100%. It was a good episode, but I think the Luke one just picked it for me, and I can't remember
because that was episode 4,
it was not really
right?
Got you up a little bit.
I think it was Filoni, but I might be wrong.
I'm trying to find
because Ahsoka was in there, so anytime Ahsoka's in there, Filoni has a.
I know. Like Kel, kind of
directed.
You want to put money on it right now? Put money.
What's your money by? Because I'm almost there.
$20 on Filoni. $20 on Filoni.
$20 on.
I can't think of anyone else. So
say Favreau.
Favreau.
All right. Let's see.
One yet.
They're not breaking it down by episode. IMDb, you guys suck. Frack. How do I find the episode?
Who directed episode 6? Of the Book of Boba Fett. Just Google it, man.
Oi.
I would, but I can't use my phone for
episode 4. Episode 4, you mean?
Episode 6.
Six wasn't the Luke one. I thought you wanted
the Luke one. Yeah.
But there was only 6 episodes.
Was there only 6 episodes?
Yes.
Mando. Was there not 7?
But Book of Boba Fett was.
Book of Boba Fett was 7.
Oh my God, guys! You guys got 3 dead brain dead hosts today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was
I don't
7
know.
episodes, and the Luke one was episode 6.
Okay.
The Mando one was episode 5. We had 4 before that, which were all Boba Fett centric.
Got you. I'm tracking. I see it now. Now, and I'm typing in director, and it was
Drum roll.
they seriously, they don't even.
Dave Filoni.
There you go.
There you go.
They don't put it on
Wikipedia.
I'm literally on the front page of Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 6 director, and Google's like producer, actresses.
To be fair, even though I lost the bet, that I didn't have a stake in, I think I did actually say Filoni first originally. So there you go.
Oh my god!
So
anytime Ahsoka's on screen, Filoni's director.
I have this one. That's a good point. I have this before we take a break, Cam. I wanted to ask about the culmination of event. Would you guys rather see a feature length, so think two and a half hour film to wrap it up, or would you prefer a 4 episode mini series to wrap it up, where each episode is 45-50 minutes? So what do you think, Shockey, would be in your mind how things are going now to wrap up Mandalore, the dark saber, the clone stuff, and Thrawn?
Something in between what we got with the last season of the Clone Wars, which was 6 episodes, I believe, 6 or 7 episodes, and then not necessarily episodic where it's only like 30 minutes long, like the regular series are going, but also something like what we got with the Zack Snyder Justice League film, where it was broken into 4, what was it, 3 or 4 parts? 4, but they were really long. Yeah. But they were very long. They were very, detailed. So something in between there. So 4 or 5 episodes, but like the episodes are an hour long. So we get the whole shebang. Nothing gets edited out. That doesn't, I understand editing needs to happen, but not to sacrifice on, it's a 30-minute show, so we need to snip this, and then we find out, it was actually really important to know all this stuff.
Yeah, almost like they cut out all the Brotherhood's stuff of Anakin and Obi-Wan from the actual prequel trilogy, and all you got was like, I can't even remember. Yeah,
well,
you were.
That's why
it'll come in later in the cartoon.
In a different age, you could actually have a Clone Wars live action series for years in between, then finish it up with a movie, and it probably worked a lot better. But we couldn't do that in those days. No. In terms of what I think, I don't care, to be honest, because it's whatever services the story. So it may be that they tell everything but the climax itself, so that it just works as a 2.5 hour feature movie, because the last series before that led up to that point, or it could be a series that's got a movie length episode at the end of it. For the final one, that could work. I don't know. It really doesn't bother me at all, and as long as we get something really cool.
I'm kind of iffy. I almost want a mini series, and I'm down with the episodes being an hour long. I'm down with like 4 hours of story to wrap it up. Mm-hmm. I'm only cautious because it's been this series thing building up, and to see it transition into a feature to wrap it up would feel kind of weird. There's an anime that is doing something similar. It had one series that was almost completely self-contained, and another series almost self-contained with this really important binding tissue between them. And then instead of giving us that binding tissue's result in another series, they're doing a movie, and that makes me nervous because it's one of those that's really layered. It's real cerebral and things like that. So I'm always kind of cautious, but we did talk last year about the potential, not as in like leaks or rumors, potential, just us bullshitting about the potential of seeing like a culminating movie. And I think as time goes on, I'm more of like, nah, give it 4 or 5 hours. So, anyways, you want to take a break, Cam?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Cool, guys.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. Grow Generation is your one-stop shop for hydroponic grow supplies, product systems, and more. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
More. You know,
okay.
I think they teased that they were going to make more and that some of them might be, you know, continuations, but we never get anything solid.
Not before, but what about now, Cam? Are we getting something solid about the amazing Star Wars visions?
How you trust
Depends on what you want solid.
I think the merchandise is what is making it go for another season, because the merchandise sells well.
I did not mean to hit that ad again, people. Sorry. Go ahead, Cam.
All right, so according to a report from CineLinks, which is Jordan Mason, somebody who we would say definitely has links within Lucasfilm, because quite often the stuff Jordan hears, we kind of hear the exact same thing and can either back it up or vice versa. So we hear a lot of very similar things that just, you know, without talking to each other wouldn't be able to be passed on. And one thing he's heard that we haven't is that Star Wars Visions Season 2 could be rumoured to actually arrive this year on Disney+. Now, Star Wars Visions, if you haven't watched it, Season 1 is on Disney Plus at the moment. It's anime. It's not canon at all to Star Wars. It's just individual stories set in the Star Wars universe where they can kind of just do whatever the fuck they want, to be perfectly honest. And I, as a non-anime person, did not think I would like this. In fact, I probably wouldn't have watched it, but kind of Kel said to me, like, you know, you need to watch it just to see if there's any that would appeal to you as a non-anime fan. And I think
because it is Star Wars.
There was a couple I skipped past because I really didn't like them, but there was 2 or 3 that I actually absolutely enjoyed, and one of them in specific that we talked about, which was what was it called? The Ninth Jedi or something? Or
the Ninth Jedi, yeah, with the lightsabers that change color.
And I would definitely be up for seeing a continuation of that, because it kind of left you in a place where you want to find out what happens next. So fingers crossed we'll get that one. But anyway, this is what Jordan says. Over the last few days, I've had multiple independent sources reach out to tell me some good news. Not only is Star Wars Visions 2 in the works, and pretty much has been since the first season hit, but it's set to arrive this year. Timing is tough to pin down, but I've heard both September and October thrown out there, so I think generally fall release would be what we're looking at. He doesn't have any information on which animation companies are going to be involved, but has heard that there may be some returning studios who may do follow-ups and ones that they did previously, which again is fingers crossed. I'm hoping for a Ninth Jedi sequel. And that's kind of, but one source is pretty confident that we'll get confirmation, possibly even footage of Star Wars Visions during next month's Star Wars celebration. Always, as Jordan says, you never know exactly what they're going to show at these events. They have stuff ready, and they have in the past, which they've just decided not to show for whatever reason at previous events. So, you know, we there's not a lot.
Allegedly, Bad Batch.
Yeah, allegedly, definitely. So, you know, hopefully Star Wars Celebration is like, well, Star Wars Celebration is back. Everybody's here in person again. Let's kind of put everything out now, and we do genuinely get to find out some of this stuff. But I guess maybe we'll get a date at that point. We'll find out a little bit more. But the good thing is we all knew it was coming back because it was popular, but seems a lot sooner than what maybe people might have expected from that one. So you're happy, Kyle, aren't you?
Oh, you know I am. So I had to ask my parents because it was really kind of fuzzy. I was into anime before I even knew it was anime. Things like Voltron and Robotech, which were these, cut jobs of anime repurposed for here. And I actually did see Voltron before I saw Star Wars. So you're talking about two of the oldest joys in my life, because I do have vivid memories of Star Wars before kindergarten. So talking 4 years old, watching VHS tape of it in Fort Lewis, Washington with my dad. And Visions was everything I wanted it to be. Sure, there's some weak, I don't want to call them sketches. There's segments. There's some weak segments in there, but overall, man, I've watched several of them multiple times. Ninth Jedi was done by Production IG, and they've got quite the history about them. I'm not going to go into a bunch of anime history, because directors matter more than studios themselves. And Ninth Jedi was done by Kenji Kamiyama, who did Ghost in the Shell's standalone complex, which a lot of people really enjoyed that sequel series to the movie of the Ghost in the Shell. I can't wait. The idea of getting it sooner is amazing. I love the Ninth Jedi. I also love the I thought it was just called The Bride, but it's the Village Bride, where you've got a Jedi who's pissed at their master, and they're brought to that village to see the kind of wedding and the screwed up trade with the bandits. I thought that is another I could easily see getting a continuation. And then I know a lot of people really enjoyed the Duel. That's the black and white one with only certain things having color. I could see that one, but I do hope above and beyond all of them. Ninth Jedi, that was a sort that needs its own freaking series now. Shockey.
Yeah, I'm kind of like with Cam on this one. I watched it, I enjoyed it, but then I don't think I've picked it back up. But I know why it's popular. I know anime is such a popular thing right now, and it's been for a while. But it's just picking up more steam. And this is let's be real here. This is a cash grab for Disney. I think more merchandise has been sold with the Star Wars Visions anime than anything else licensing wise. You have other companies making all these different shirts and stuff and apparel for it. That's just straight money that goes to Disney. So it makes absolute sense to continue that on, because I mean that's more apparel you could make, a different variety of merchandise you can tap into, a new market of fans that you can get into. So there's definitely people that aren't into Star Wars but are into anime that could watch this and definitely be like, hey, I'll definitely would watch a series of whether it's the Ninth Jedi or the Duel or anything like that. So yeah, I mean it's a no-brainer. So like when the advertisement was going on, I was kind of the one that said I thought this was not even news. I thought this was already a done deal, because the amount of people that flocked to this special, I mean, was astounding. And it was kind of one of those things that I thought that it was a done deal that they're going to make more episodes.
It was a no-brainer. I think they said they were going to make more episodes, but just nothing. No, there's no solid of who's coming back or dates or anything like that.
It would be more shocking news to me if they said no, we're not going to do more Star Wars Visions. I mean, granted, Cam and I are not the biggest fans of it, but there are plenty of other fans there that will watch it, that will buy the merchandise, that will stream it over and over again. So yeah,
I mean, it's to me, and it's the main reason I wanted Cam to check it out. Is it showed that Star Wars itself can be so important and ingrained, so enjoyable, so tangible that a format that someone is not attracted to by look, by design, but made it Star Wars, and there was enough that they paid attention to the whole story for the ninth Jedi, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to me, that's really cool, and something Star Wars needs to do more of, reaching out to
go to
additional
other markets.
audiences.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean that's one of the things. It's, you know, if you're going to go out, you know, sort of the dual effect. Yeah, it gets me into looking at an anime that I wouldn't do, but it also brings in those anime fans possibly into the Star Wars universe that weren't there before.
Yep.
And another, to kind of segue into another piece of animation that was announced and released this week. Not for any of us, and we accept this completely, but the Star Wars has took aim at that kind of preschool audience as well, with a new show that's coming out. I assume it's going to be a completely kind of free show to everyone, because it's going to be on StarWars.com rather than Disney Plus. So I think anyone will be able to access it, which is kind of makes sense for where this is aimed. And it's called Star Wars Galactic Pals. We do have a trailer on the site. I don't think we need to watch that now, like, and react to it.
They're watching it right now. Everyone can see it. We're not reacting to it, but I mean, they can see it.
It's not for any of us in any shape or fashion. My kids are too old for that now, even.
My son's too old.
Yeah.
This is the preschool, kindergarten at most. You know,
and
Sesame Street.
I could have saw me putting this on for my son when, you know, when he was that age, though, when he was toddling about the house before school. I mean, honestly, they've had Star Wars since 2015, or they've had Star Wars content from Disney since 2015 with the Force Awakens coming out. And my son had little golden books, books, Star Wars books, like that,
other Star Wars. Like I'm surprised it took this long to get this. I at first thought it was going.
It's maybe getting the concept right. What do we do?
Maybe,
you know,
I almost thought it was going to be Muppet Babies Star Wars, and I was not down with that. But this is a good thing, I think, for real young kids to have something
story centric. It seems about, you know,
situation,
just education, something you can watch, and it doesn't matter if you watch the next one or never watch it again. You know, it's just that
your kid will be happy.
You'll have background and learn about looking after cute creatures. Stuff like that, like porgs and baby rancors, which is surprising how they can even make a baby rancor look cute in animation. But I guess
they tried in that one show. Was it Bad Batch or Clone Wars that got? I think it was the last Clone Wars.
Or no, Bad Batch. It was the last season.
It was Bad Batch. When they
the baby rancor. Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking Baby Jabba the Hutt was in Clone Wars.
Yeah,
are you? Rot the Hutt has returned somehow. Rot of the Hutt has returned to Star Wars Galactic Pals. He's found his home.
You kind of against it, Shockey?
For that character.
I mean, listen. So it's with Disney. They have a formula when it comes to these type of shows. There's a reason why Mickey Mouse Clubhouse has been on repeat for the past 20 years. And stuff, because they found the formula with that, and they try to redo it again. And every so often they strike gold. You know, you get the Doc McStuffins or the what was the one that was on Peter Pan? It was I forgot what the kid's name was and stuff. But then you get these type of shows that come on for a season or two, and then they go away real fast. I'm not expecting this. There's a reason why it's on StarWars.com and not even there. They've tried. What was it? They did the Temple of the Jedi, or game show and stuff. that it was supposed to be on YouTube. Then it went to Star Wars. Oh no, it was Star Wars.com, then YouTube, and then it went downhill. They've tried this like Star Wars like kid television, and it's failed. And I don't expect this to get that many viewers, and it'll be
I don't even like the Lego stuff. You know, there's a lot of Lego stuff on there.
My son loves the Lego stuff.
The Lego stuff is its own universe and it's its own thing. But when they try to do these, like the Temple of the Jedi game show, that failed. This is unfortunately, it's gonna fail because no one's gonna go to StarWars.com and watch and put their kid in front of a computer screen and watch this. I'm sorry.
On your phone browser,
on a kid's channel or something on their phone.
I'll agree with.
Coco Melon's gonna kick this ass right here. I'll say that right now. Yeah.
I'll agree with the distribution seems really dumb. Yeah. I can 100%.
They threw money at it, saying, "Oh, this will be a great idea." When they saw the final product, they're like, "Yeah, StarWars.com it is right here." That's it. Thank God for the internet. That's exactly. In my
so you don't
in my
think
mind,
we'll see a season 2?
I don't care. I thought this could be just one of those things where they release.
This is where the Mandoverse is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, so sorry. I was saying I think it's going to be one of those. I had thought it would just be one of those things that end up making like 60 of them, short little 3-minute things, and it would just be something you could put on repeat for your kids on your phone or whatever. The distribution is dumb, but I'll say this to your point, Shockey. Does it not kind of lead a little bit to that Star Wars? It isn't for everything. Like,
without a doubt,
there's somewhere it belongs, and we were mentioning like people that with how Visions brought in new group of fans and exposed old fans to a potential new format. What about looking at other thing? We're never going to see an R-rated Star Wars. I never want to see an R-rated Star Wars.
Well, I do. I want a bounty hunter R-rated food.
I don't think they would ever do it. And I would love to see some hard 13 like horror and stuff. But Shockey, you've got an idea of a niche Star Wars project. Well, what's up, man?
Dude, you could definitely do a bounty hunter R-rated film, 100%. And it would be the Deadpool version of the MCU. You don't have to have lightsabers. You don't have to have Luke Skywalker. You don't have to have Darth Vader. You just have to have any of that. But you put and it doesn't have to be one of the original 6, Bosk, Dengar, or Boba Fett or anything. Just do a bounty hunter film. That would be hilarious, man. Dengar is like with like kind of a Deadpool type vibe to it and stuff. That would be awesome. But I'm just saying, like,
I could see
what we saw with Mando,
Squad type movie, something like that.
Something like that.
Like a James Gunn Star Wars.
Oh, they could do it. I just don't think they ever would.
But I still think James Gunn could pull off something like that and still make it PG-13 and still be just as good, though.
That. Like, I'm just saying, like,
you don't need that extra little bit of blood or that little bit more violence.
But just think how excited everyone got when they first saw the Mando on Disney Plus. And it was kind of pushing that limit. It was like, hey, this is not your dad's Star Wars. This is something new, and everybody loved it. And it's kind of Deadpool took the same thing. This is not your Disney Marvel. This is Fox. This is what we're gonna do now and stuff. And everybody went to it. And it's not that it's gonna make $1 billion or whatever. But I'm saying is that you're good. Like, to me, if I was in charge of Star Wars and Lucasfilm and stuff, you're going in the wrong direction. We've done the kiddie route, and these, Star Wars pals and Star Wars droids. We've gone down that road.
The 10-year-old stuff, everything at 10-year-olds. I hate that.
I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there for kids today to watch on the internet that they have the Clone Wars. Hell, they can go and look and watch on YouTube the old, what was it, Ewok show,
but this is the thing. None of them watch shows.
No.
They all watch real people on the
Right.
YouTube shows these days, like opening things or just talking or playing their
Yeah,
own games.
but there's
Like us.
You know, both.
Hi, guy. Hi, audience.
Hi,
There's
kids.
Lego Star Wars on there and
If
stuff
you're
like
a
that.
parent,
So,
we're not suitable for kids.
yeah, if I'm in charge of Lucasfilm, I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going towards more adult content creation. Look at Star Wars Visions, how popular it is. None of that was geared towards little kids. Now, can little kids watch some of those episodes and stuff and say, "Oh, I like it"? Yeah, sure, why not? But
there were two that were aimed at 10-year-olds.
Yeah,
the Tatooine Rhapsody and
you're right.
to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but
Was that the title?
majority of them,
the shit ones. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, the ones that no one else liked. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, so if you go the other direction and gear towards, and not saying everything has to be rated R, but let's be more. Look at Mando. Look at everything you've put on Disney Plus. It's more adult oriented. Has it been all great? No. But let's go down that route. And I say, roll the dice. Do one project rated R. Doesn't have to be Disney Plus, and go out on theaters and stuff, and let it and see what happens. You know, and I think you're going to see an audience gravitate to that. Just like with Deadpool. There was people that never saw a Marvel cinematic film before Deadpool that, hey, let's go see because it's Ryan Reynolds and it's funny. It's got a little comedy to it, a little blood and guts. Oh, hey, you know, from there. And
it's not really the blood and guts at Deadpool that makes it R-rated, though. It's the adult
the
humor.
language and the
as in
sex.
You're right.
And,
sex and stuff.
and that's my.
I don't want that in Star Wars. I don't want
That's
bad
my
language.
thing.
Bad language. Well, how can you have bad
But
language
they don't.
in Star
They don't
Wars?
use our words. They've got
Right,
they've got
you don't
curse
have to hear them
words.
like dank pharik, whatever that means, is basically the same as
Blast, Sith spit,
something.
shit like that.
know.
Shit like that. I mean, you know.
And sex, I'm not anti-sex in Star Wars.
I mean, I don't need happy intergalactic women's day in Star Wars. Like that scene was good for Deadpool. So that's why I'm saying like I'm down for a good hard R. I mean, are any of us not of the mind that not is it just futuristic with laser blasts, but a burn hole it keeps the censors happy. It keeps the censors happy because you don't have to have as much blood. So it starts becoming a point
I'm not
of
against that rating, but what I'm saying is that in the Star Wars universe, because you don't have the sex and you don't have the language, it's just violence. I think most of the time you can get away with a hard, even if it's PG-14 or 15, you know, if they call it that, you know, it's TV.
Here we just got PG-13.
But look how close we were with.
In a TV, they can make up whatever fucking rating they want, can they not? They can just say this is an advisory.
I mean,
well, if it's streaming, you can make up whatever rating you want.
Yeah, and Rogue One was pretty brutal at the Scarif battle. There's a lot of shot, a lot of death, a lot of blowing up. I mean, I'm down with going gritty, absolutely.
Yeah.
But how much further could we go?
Well, you could push it because look at Book of Boba Fett when Mando has the Darksaber and he goes to collect the bounty and he's using the Darksaber. He cuts himself and you see the gas that it puts in there. And also too, I mean, he cuts off the head of the guy, the bounty hunter. So you're there, you're close. I'm saying, let's go. Let's dive into the pool.
So,
you've put your toe in. Yeah, exactly.
Do they drop an F-bomb? Do they go
do it.
full on fuck?
Dank Ferrick is the F-bomb for Star Wars.
Yeah, you don't need.
But I'm saying like, how else could you push
Star Wars? Well, I mean, let's say a Black Cranston story.
Rip off arms. There could be some blood there.
Kind of neutered in Book of Boba Fett because you never felt like he was going to rip people's hands off and hit them with a bloody end. You could do that in R-rated.
I would watch that film. I would 100%. Give me a Black Stanton film. Rated R.
He doesn't. His dialogues limited.
Doesn't matter. You don't need dialogue with him. You can have a comedic sidekick.
It's just a silent movie.
Oh man, that's it. That's all you need. You
have a droid that talks to him.
Yeah, easily. Give me 2 hours. I can write a good script up for that one.
Mine hasn't changed since Cam and I talked about it a long time ago. I want a horror, a Star Wars horror. Hard PG-13 set on Dathomir Dathomir with the Force switches and Rain Core. I mean, come on, that just screams, it screams horror.
Did you ever play Battlefront 2 and they did Battlefront 2, they did the
original or new one?
The newer one. They did the zombie version of Call of Duty, but with Ewoks. So you're a stormtrooper in the dark. And you're in the dark at Ewok, and you only get a flashlight, and you hear the Ewoks running around. Scariest thing of Star Wars I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, and people really reacted to that and said, like, this is not going to be scary because it's Ewoks, but people were genuinely like, wow, this is actually scary.
It's legit scary.
Here's what I see with the Witches of Dathomir. You've got a very and I mean this in the historical context of a tribal group, more primitive. There's a primitive tribal group with the witches, so that leads to some immediate horror skills or tropes, whatever you want to say, skills that you can use in here. You've got ceremony, and ceremony invokes religion. Out here in the West, especially, religion's a big thing that can really rile people up, and so that you got that. Whenever you've got things like that, you've got kids being involved, kids going through transitions into manhood, womanhood, with these chants and these ceremonies. That kids are one of the creepiest things you can use in horror. Is just a dead-faced kid. I mean, you look at the Omen and stuff like that. And then of course you got
like a British accent.
There you go. And then monsters with both some of the other creatures you could have on Dathomir. Not to mention the Rancor itself. Give me an hour, I'll write that script.
Yeah, the Dathomir, you could definitely do that. I mean, you could do a rated R Crimson Dawn film with Darth Maul and stuff like that. Do the gangster version of Star Wars.
I'd like something that was very. If it was up to me, if I'm giving mine, it doesn't need to be R-rated though. I would like something dark side related. So I'd love to have a series based on a Sith Lord and his apprentice. Hundreds of years ago, back when they were still in hiding, and the Jedi don't know about them, and basically the apprentice being sent on missions to further their goals, but having to keep quiet, never being able to reveal themselves, always be that hidden threat, and maybe eventually like overthrowing their master and taking on the role for themselves. Something that was very much adult, focused. I'd love to see something like that, and I doubt we'll ever get something like that because there's no hero characters there. But that's I think
you're close with that. With Acolyte, though. I think that's.
I mean, maybe.
Unless they make the lead some tortured soul that's getting dark side revenge against their. I want a villain that I can give me payback. Give me a bad guy whose only redeeming quality is like one person they're not going to kill. Like give me bad. I don't need every bad guy to have some tragic story or just be the victim of the ends justify the means mentality
from Book of Boba Fett, and it just they were
we wanted Tony Soprano in Star Wars, and it didn't go that route.
Oh man, go the drug dealing route with Star Wars.
I mean,
that would work, man. Yeah.
They were going to do that underworld thing on Coruscant. Here's the thing that all three of us kind of mentioned though. We're tired of the stuff aimed at that, and I know Lucas. People always Lucas said it's four kids. It's four kids.
Surprising.
Look, episode 4, multi-generational, all ages. Episode 5 teeters on legitimately just because of to be able to enjoy it fully. It teeters on preteen and up, teen and up. but then you get back to generally all ages, and then the first thing he throws in that is really aimed at 10-year-olds is Ewoks, and they're incredibly divisive. But then
I think it was to mix with the dark shit that's going on in the throne room, though, which is we love that dark shit that's going on in the throne room. But
and it's some of the best of the whole saga. But I mean, you look at Clone Wars and Bad Batch. You look at the prequel trilogy. Certain aspects of the sequel trilogy, although it was more of an all ages show than the prequels were, you still had some clear cut. Hey, 10-year-old kid. Hey, look over here at BB-8 and DO and whatnot. But we all seem to want to get back to at least something that it doesn't have to be aimed. We would all love something aimed at adults, but we want something that's just not aimed solely at kids. Like,
I think
that
Kenobi's going to be that. I think Kenobi's going to.
So.
Well, I mean,
and Andor maybe. I don't know about that.
I mean, that's my hope for Andor, that it's
you'll get your toys out of Andor and stuff, but at the same time, it's going to be built for it. But like Kenobi, like there's a couple deaths in there that you're going to be kind of like, it's not going to be for kids and stuff, and it's
hopefully it's all good.
But I think they need to do more of that, though.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone in thinking that way. I've wanted them to get away from the kids. I mean,
you look at the Star Trek franchise. Star Trek, for the most part, is an adult-oriented show, but I mean, it has kid aspects to it, like here and there, but it's geared towards adults. It's very adult-themed and stuff.
As a kid, when I was watching, I was still a kid when the Star Trek Next Generation was out originally, and I kind of felt like it was the more intellectual kids that watched that. Like the kids that really weren't into that intellectual side of things. They didn't like Star Trek; it was too highbrow for them, kind of thing. Right. So, there wasn't enough just explosions and fighting in Star Trek for them, So it's definitely Star Trek's definitely not aimed at children. I don't think. No.
Oh yeah, I was definitely that kid that couldn't understand Star Trek. Give me blasters, give me things that blow up. I'm gonna. Yeah.
I guess we could wrap it up, guys. Anything else? Any other styles you could think of? No, that's good. Good. I'm tired. Hey, everyone! I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. LRMonline.com. Go there every day for all your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. We've got news aggregation as well as covering leaks and rumors. We occasionally get our own scoops that we can talk about. There's reviews, interviews, all sorts of stuff. Go there, click on anything. It's likely to take you somewhere cool. All of our podcasts are available here on the podcast network, wherever you're listening to us on, or whatever you're listening to us on. Marvel Multiverse Mayhem doing Moon Knight, of course. That's what's going on right now. Animeversal reviews covering the hottest, most anticipated show for the spring season, Spy Family. Hilarious, love it so far. It's kind of set in an alternate post World War II Berlin, if you will, Germany, Russia, and a Western Alliance situation. A lot of fun. Breaking Geek Radios made the jump over to video, where they talk a little bit about everything, and the Cantina. You guys got that all available on YouTube. Hit the red subscribe button if you haven't already. I also do trailer reactions here on the YouTube channel. I'm trying to. Nick says he wants to try to do some, so I'm supposed to try to get.
And you're producing BGR now as well.
Yes, I am indeed producing that in video for much. It's doing video now, and it's a lot of fun. But
cool
yeah.
to watch it on YouTube rather than having to listen to podcasts. For me, I enjoy it better. So.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and I get to help them out, and I'm enjoying that kind of role. So yeah, you can find me at that Kyle Malone on Twitter if you want to follow me. It's probably not good for your health, but you can do it. Cam, you can. Mike,
LRM_Cam for me, Mike.
LRM_Shockey for me.
Who wants to tell them about writing for us?
I mean, we can do that. Well, obviously, I can do that. Sorry, we can do that. I am a hive mind.
We are Venom.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in doing some writing, learning how to do this is how we all started, really coming in as volunteers to begin with, and just kind of, what are you interested in? If there's something you're interested in that we're not covering enough of and you think we should be covering it because there's an audience out there, come and write it. If it's that where, you want to come and just do the kind of stuff we cover a lot, like the big stuff, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, there's absolutely room for that as well. And you can come and learn how to, write and get a shot at working for a real website and see if it's something that you're interested in taking forward. If you're interested, reach out to us, let us know. We always have every week we post an article on the website, so just watch out for that. And all inquiries go through to Shockey initially. But I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that, Shockey.
No, you hit it on the bat right there. I mean, if anybody's interested in contributing to the site, just hit us up and we'll get you started.
Cool, guys. May the force be with you.